Costco rotisserie chicken, the savior of weeknight dinners. This cheap and easy staple has been a Costco all-star for years, but you still might not know all the hacks, tips, and secrets behind how it's made and how you can use it.
In fact, the chicken is so cheap, it doesn't seem like Costco could even make money selling them. And yet, Costco continues to sell them for $4.99, while their competitors have raised prices. Costco first began selling their $4.99 chicken in 2009, and it was an instant hit. Just a year later, Costco sold 51 million rotisserie chickens. And by 2017, that number was up to 87 million.
You probably think a recall is someone else's problem, until you realize the same batch that got pulled from shelves might be sitting in your pantry right now. A single defective tuna lid or a beef stick with hidden metal shards isn't just gross, it's a high-stakes gamble when you buy in bulk. We're talking invisible risks that don't smell, don't show, and don't warn you before you open the can. Stick around, because the list of Costco's canned foods you should never buy only gets scarier from here. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You think you're saving money when you grab that 10-pack of canned tuna, but there's a hidden equation most shoppers never see. 10 cans for the price of 8 sounds smart, until one seal fails. Then you didn't just buy 10 bargains, you bought 10 chances to get sick. Costco's logic is built on bulk, stock up once, save for months. But that logic falls apart when one tiny production slip runs through an entire shipment.
Customers coming through the door looking for chicken, which is why Costco keeps their chickens all the way in the back of the store. Many other chains use the same strategy of luring customers into their stores with cheap, delicious chicken. While Costco isn't the only player in the rotisserie chicken game, they're taking steps to go above and beyond their competition. Since they started selling, they've invested in larger, high-efficiency ovens and containers made with less plastic. The centrally located state was chosen in part because of the large corn and soybean production there, which will save Costco on feed costs. That's important because they're going to have a lot of chickens to feed.
Seaweed that in chicken helps to retain water is probably the most controversial ingredient here.
Inside a factory line, tens of thousands of identical cans roll out by the minute. If a faulty lid or micro-leak sneaks through, that defect gets cloned across every case on the pallet. The trouble is, you can't smell or see the danger. A can may look perfect from the outside while oxygen seeps through a near-invisible crack, giving bacteria like Clostridium botulinum the air it needs to grow. That organism doesn't turn food green or foul, it just builds a toxin capable of shutting down nerves, causing paralysis, or worse, long before you notice anything unusual. People trust their senses. They'll sniff, poke, tilt the can and decide it looks fine. But scent and sight are useless here because botulism doesn't announce itself. And when you're buying in bulk from one production run, 1 week seam means every single can in the box carries the same risk. Regulators try to track these batches by lot code, but supply chains move faster than alerts. A defective run produced in one facility might end up in warehouses across several states before a recall goes public. By the time you see the notice, half those cans could be gone, the rest sitting quietly in pantries under identical labels. That's the trade-off nobody wants to admit: bulk savings multiply exposure. And if canned tuna can hide a threat behind an innocent pull tab, wait until you see what happens when the same kind of blindness wraps itself around processed meat.
Cooked chickens are going to go bad faster, and they want to keep them at a price point that'll make sure they're continuously going out the door. People need a reason to make their trek to Costco, and what's a better reason than a quick and tasty low-cost dinner that's ready to serve? And besides, passing up the chicken might make them angry. And you don't really want to get the rotisserie chicken angry, do you? It's also worth noting that rotisserie chickens aren't the only products Costco has said they'll keep at these insanely super low prices.
Costco's rotisserie chicken is missing something that's typically pretty common among other grocery store rotisserie chickens: monosodium glutamate, or MSG.
Everyone loves a snack that lasts, but that shelf-stable label doesn't mean safe forever. Costco sells mountains of meat sticks, portable, protein-packed, and built for convenience. They look identical, sealed tight in plastic sleeves, stacked by the dozens. But hidden inside some of those sticks, past the glossy packaging and cheerful protein claims, there have been recalls for a reason. Tiny metal shards, invisible on the surface, have shown up inside the meat itself. You wouldn't know it until it hits your teeth, or worse, goes down without stopping. These aren't freak accidents. The issue starts with speed. In high-output factories, blades slice, grinders churn, and parts wear down faster than inspection cycles can keep up. When a bit of metal flakes off a blade and mixes with the meat paste, it doesn't just ruin one batch, it contaminates everything processed before anyone notices. Once sealed, there's no clue, no aroma, no warning flash. Just another sealed stick, waiting.
The ingredient list for a Costco rotisserie chicken is actually pretty simple. A whole chicken, water, and seasonings including salt, sodium phosphate, modified food starch, potato dextrin, carrageenan. Dextrose is a simple sugar made from corn. Carrageenan, a preservative made from seaweed that, in chicken, helps to retain water, is probably the most controversial ingredient here. Costco's rotisserie chicken is missing something that's typically pretty common among other grocery store rotisserie chickens: monosodium glutamate, or MSG.
Buying in bulk multiplies that gamble. One pack might contain 20 or 30 sticks produced during the same shift, on the same machinery. If one stick carries a shard, odds are good that several others from that same run do too. And yet, because of the uniform packaging, every product looks perfectly safe. It's the definition of false security, sterile wrapping disguising a mechanical failure deep in the line. When recall notices go out, they use phrases like, "do not eat," but very few families stop mid-snack to check product codes. It's not negligence, it's convenience. This is the weak spot in bulk distribution: centralized production spread across massive retail networks where oversight can lag behind scale. What looks like an isolated factory slip becomes a nationwide personal risk. And if something as simple as a meat stick hides metal splinters, what's lurking inside the other airtight cans crowding those warehouse shelves? The truth is, bulk buying magnifies every hidden flaw the factory leaves behind. One weak seam, one worn blade, and the bargain flips into a health risk multiplied by the carton. You might think quantity guarantees value, but it really demands more vigilance. Check lot codes before stacking cans, use older goods first, and don't treat sealed packaging as proof of purity. Those small habits protect your kitchen better than any discount. Awareness costs nothing, but it pays in safety. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets.